So we've just seen Callaway launch another new fairway wood, the Quantum Titanium. So they now have 3 models in their lineup, and I'm going to test every single one of those models in this video. We've got titanium for speed, we've got triple diamond for control, and we've got max for forgiveness. We're going to test them all, put the numbers up against each other, and maybe give you an idea of which one you might go for, because each one of these is a different price point. This video is supported by TRS Golf and the TRS Slider Train Aid, something I use every single day when coaching, and I personally use it for myself in my golf swing. It's a brilliant tool for getting your trail arm into the slot, helping eliminate the over-the-top move and getting you back on playing consistently. If you want to stop that slice, then get better connection in your golf swing for purer strikes and straighter shots. If you want to give the slider a try for yourself, then jump into the description underneath this video where my code is there, which will give you a 10% discount across any products on the TRS Golf website. Okay, so Quantum lineup in the fairways. As we mentioned, we've got 3 heads for you to choose from, which is right for you. They're all trying to do different jobs, and that's what we're going to test in this video. So I'm going to start off hitting with the max first. So max, as the name is, maximum forgiveness. We see that really low profile head, very sort of shallow club face there, really hugs the ground, very confident, inspiring in terms of trying to get that ball launched from maybe some tight lies or some tricky lies we see on the golf course. I'm going to keep the shaft exactly the same for all 3 of these hits, so we've got that continuity, and these are all 3 woods at 15 degrees of loft. Okay, so a nice sort of contact to kick things off there with the max, carrying out at 247, just a little draw up the left half of the fairway. I think with the max, it gives you really confidence, inspiring behind the ball. I say low profile on the head, nice sort of footprint that we see there. Does look like you can clip this up and away. Oh, that's a great ball flight. It's a super strike. I mean, that's quite a strong flight. It is a little bit more back weighted, this, so it helps you to sort of, again, get that ball elevated. All of these have got this new OptiFit 4 neck sleeve from Callaway, so we can change that loft if we need to, as well as a little bit of lie angle to dial in exactly to your club delivery. Good strike again. That was a little bit of a higher ball flight. Very straight. Really like the accuracy on that. Looks like it might just spin a little bit more with that particular shot. Yeah, so 3,500 that spin. Maybe just a fraction heel if I maybe get a little bit picky, but very straight on its flight. Lots of height on that, which again is what it's designed to sort of do. Okay, so there's some hit with a max. Let's move into the triple diamond, but do stay tuned because we're going to talk a little bit about the new release, the titanium 3 wood, which will hit in this video. We're going to talk a little bit more on the tech of what that's bringing to the table, but let's move into the triple diamond. Okay, so shaft now moved over into the triple diamond head. Again, 3 wood, 15 degrees, set at 15 degrees, and noticeably now, little bit more compact in the head. We just lose the little alignment aid on the top edge, so it's very clean on the top. We've still got that carbon crown, but a little bit more squat, and a little bit more deeper in the club face. So that's going to potentially allow us to get a bit more weight forward, maybe a little bit more lower launching, maybe a little bit more lower spin, that maybe for that player who needs to reduce that spin number from the fairway. So maybe not quite as a confident inspiring, doesn't hug the ground as tight as the max, but does sit very square, very clean on the look. And a little bit of a different sound. That was a little bit off the toe, if I'm being brutally honest, on that strike. A little bit of a different sound, a little bit more muted on the sound. Max was a little bit louder. So as I mentioned, maybe this is now built for a little bit more control for the player who might want to shape that ball a little bit more. Maybe the player who has a little bit more speed, who doesn't need the help in terms of launching the ball. Very neutral flight on that one. Nice and straight. Again, maybe a little bit off the toe with the golf club and strike. Spin is surprising me there. Spin is a little bit on that high side there, even though the triple diamond potentially should get me a little bit more lower on the spin. It's not doing it at the moment. Oh, that's a bullet. To finish off with a triple diamond. That looked to be a little bit of a flatter flight. That was a much better strike. And there's a spin at 3,000, so a little bit low. I think the spin may looked a little bit high on there. Maybe that deeper face, a lower forward CG. I strike it a touch low in the face, typical little bit of my miss. I did get some there. He's always going to pack it a little bit of spin, so be interested to see that up against the Max one. But now we're going to move into the new titanium head, hit some of that, then we'll go and check some numbers out. So what's happening in the titanium 3 wood? Some different things to talk about here. So visually, as we look at the sole, again, it looks very, very similar to what we've seen before, but we now have two weighted plates that sit at the back of the head, in the heel and the toe. Two different weights. We've got a 13 gram weight and a 3 gram weight. Obviously, they can be flippable. Okay, so we can make it a little bit more toe heavy or heel heavy, depending on maybe your shot direction and maybe your strike location on the club face. But ultimately, that's pulled back. So the idea of the titanium is to give you the forgiveness of the Max with the control of the triple diamond. So it's a combination of two of the big elements that we see in triple diamond and the Max into one particular head. 170cc, so it's 10cc bigger than what we see in the other ones, but it's a full titanium head. The Speedwave 2.0 that we see in the other ones, it's a 40 gram version, a lot of weight deep. I'm going to save some weight in the titanium body. That's going to go into that weight in the bottom of the head, again, putting that CG nice and low in the face. We see a slim face, a shallow face, probably somewhere in between the two of the Max and the triple diamond, I would sort of say. Maybe this Max was a little bit sort of slimmer there to the eye. Triple diamond was a little bit deeper. So this probably sits somewhere in the middle, I would say, on the visuals. Again, full grooves across the club face. So into that plane position, sits incredibly square. We've got that plain front leading edge. Again, there's no alignment aid there, so it's like the triple diamond in terms of how it sits at address. And that's a very different sound off the club face there. I'm not sure it's a great sound, if I'm being honest, on that first hit. Just moved a little bit up the left, a little bit pulled, but it was a bit of a different sound. That's a good ball flight. Definitely a different sound. I'm not quite sure on that sound, if I'm being honest. I do prefer, I mean, the Max was a little bit louder. Triple diamond was a little bit more very solid sort of feel to it. This feels like something a little bit loose in the head. It's that sort of sound. It doesn't sound solid off the club face like the other two. Very different. Not so sure on that sound, if I'm being honest. Sits great behind the golf ball. Really like the look of it. Very similar to the other two, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, I'm not sure on that. Really not keen on that sound. Sorry, Callaway, but I'm not quite feeling that sound. That's a good hit. That's a good strike. It is definitely a different sound. Much prefer this feel and the sound of the other two. So still obviously has the carbon crown, the AI face. We've got that heavy 40 gram weight in the bottom of the club, plus the two weights, which are flippable, as well as the OptiFit 4 neck sleeve, again, where we can change that round. The titanium version is available in a 3 and a 5 wood only, so there's no other options apart from those two fairway woods. That's hit good, yeah. Just really not keen on that sound at all. But let's go and check some numbers out. That's the titanium. We've got the Max, we've got the triple diamond, titanium. We've got some different price points here. So the Max is coming in at the moment, online, it's coming in at £319. The triple diamond, slightly more expensive, £329. And then the titanium is coming in at £399. So considerably more for the titanium, probably because it's off that titanium head. Which one would you go for? Love to hear your thoughts as always. Do comment down below, really appreciate it. If you enjoy the videos and you haven't subscribed, really appreciate you just hitting that subscribe button. Really trying to reach that 100,000 subscriber mark, hopefully very soon. So please do that if you can. Thanks for watching the video and hopefully I'll catch you all very soon.